Yo, 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 it's your boy, Reggie. And on my right, as per usual, is
Jordan Warch.
Mason Morello.
Welcome back to another podcast episode with the boys. Today, we're going to be recapping the Jaguars vs. Colts game. And let's just say the Jaguars put on a performance. We're going to first go over the game itself. Then we're going to have the stats from Mason and Jordan, while I will wrap up with the outlook of the game and how this looks for the rest of the year. Let's start off with our boy Mason. Describe the game for us, my friend.
Yes, sir. Big Jags win, 36-19. Jaguars, they really looked dominant all game. There wasn't a point in the game where I thought that the Colts would come back and win. As you know, that conditions were really rainy, made the ball slip, made a lot of players drop catches, but wasn't a problem for the Jaguars. My hot take from the game, BTJ and Trevor are back. Their connection is just awesome. BTJ, 3 catches for 87 yards. He's what the Jaguars need. We need a good receiver to keep catching these balls, getting us touchdowns on offense. Trevor, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. That's some good stats, not going to lie, and it was a lot of fantasy points for my team. Travis Etienne, MVP of the game, 20 carries for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. Got us a lot of points, and he's been a big impact on our offense, just leading us to a bunch of points. Colts had a bunch of turnovers. Even the first play of the game for the Colts, he threw a pick to Devin Lloyd, which got the Jaguars really going after we were already up 7-0.
That was the first pick in a long time for Lloyd, hasn't it?
Yeah, and they also, after Daniel Jones got hurt, the other quarterback threw another interception, so that was 2 turnovers. Also, 2 challenges within 5 minutes of each other in the fourth quarter, and one was overturned, and the result was a safety by Josh Hines-Allen, and this sealed the game. We were already up 20 at this point, and there's no coming back for the Colts. Overall, great team win. Jaguars are now 9-4, and the rest of the season looks like kind of hard, but manageable for the Jags. We looked really good this week, looking like we could beat any team in the NFL.
Now let's go on to Jordan over here. He's got the Colts stats and the Colts storylines from that game. Get us going, good Jordan.
Yeah, so this game, 1 o'clock on a Sunday, Jags coming back home to Everbank in front of those fans. As Mason mentioned, the conditions were not very good. It was raining most of the game. There was heavy wind, heavy rain, so it was definitely affecting the passing game. But the Colts, they didn't take that. They thought that, that wouldn't really affect them. They came out of the game passing 7 straight times. Daniel Jones trying to establish something, with the pass, and obviously it didn't work too well. Threw a pick to Devin Lloyd, first offensive play of the game. Colts defense looked pretty good to start, but this Jaguars team kind of overpowered them as the game went on. So let's do some comparisons. First, for total yards, Colts having 285 total yards, not bad, a little below average. Jaguars coming in with 350 total yards, led by that passing game, but their touchdowns did come from Mr. Etienne. As far as the Colts, we have 2 receivers with around 80 yards each. We're going to go with Mr. Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce, both having pretty good games. But it's hard when you lose your quarterback during this game, and we have to take a minute to wish our prayers upon Mr. Daniel Jones. Came out of the game 5 for 7 with 60 yards in that second quarter. Torn Achilles, non-contact leg injury. We're really hoping the best for him. He's going to have surgery within the next coming weeks. And this Colts team really won't be the same without Indiana Jones. As far as the Colts, I think people are maybe overreacting a little bit, because this Colts team still 8-5. They still had a really good year. Jonathan Taylor still looks dominant as ever, despite having a couple off games. But I really think he's going to be back. And this Colts team should still make this playoff as long as they don't collapse right here. Jags do take number 1 in the AFC South. And, this Colts team with Riley Leonard, who hasn't played meaningful NFL time in quite some years, if ever, in this league. So, the Colts, we really don't know what to say, right? But the big story of this game is the turnovers. It's very, very hard to win a football game when you're losing a turnover battle 1-3, right? The Colts recovered 1 fumble from the Jags, but they also had a fumble of their own, and they threw 2 picks, 1 by each quarterback. So it's just very, very hard to get back into a game like that. And this Colts team just got outwilled. They got outbattled. The Jags wanted it more in front of their home crowd, and this was an absolutely huge game for both teams. And the Jags, get it done at home. They extend their win streak to 12 years straight against the Colts at home. And this Colts team needs some juice back in them after 2 straight losses. So Reggie, give us some more about this game as a whole and what it means, as far as playoff implications and in the next coming weeks.
Thank you for that breakdown, Jordan. To start things off, Daniel Jones, he was having a career year. This guy was balling out. Now he's torn his Achilles, and I feel really bad for him. I feel bad for the Colts, especially. Feels like your season just got derailed right there in Jacksonville. But let's go on the bright side of things for the Jaguars. Like Jordan said, they are now number 1 in the AFC South, meaning they hold a home playoff game. And how this looks for the playoff bracket is, the Colts, they're still within reach of the playoff. They're just in the wild card now, instead of being the division leaders like they have been the entire year up to this point. But the Jags also have to watch out for Houston, right? Houston coming off a big win last night. And because they split the series with Houston, the Jags cannot afford any other mistakes. They cannot afford any big-time losses. Because of that, Jaguars need to be aggressive. They can't be mild. They have to attack. They have to be patient. But most importantly, they have to limit turnovers, something they did in that game very well. Lawrence didn't throw a pick. That was a big thing about Trevor Lawrence, was the fact that he usually throws picks in these types of big games. But also, the Jaguars are currently undefeated in the throwbacks. Can we admit that? They are currently the best team in the throwbacks. If we look at this playoff race right now, Jaguars are surely enough. If they continue to win, they are guaranteed a playoff spot. But now you have the Colts. You have a backup rookie quarterback out of Notre Dame, Riley Leonard, taking the helm. What you're hoping for if you're Indianapolis is simple. You hope that this kid doesn't turn the ball over as much, but most importantly, that he can provide a spark back to this team like Daniel Jones did. It's going to take a lot for the Colts to try and, bounce back from this loss. But for all you Jags fans out there, be loud and proud, because you guys are now number 1 in the AFC South. It's the best feeling in a long time for them. And that's pretty much how the outlook is right now for these teams.
And real quick for the Jags, their next 4 games to wrap up this regular season, they got the Jets at home.
W.
That should be a win. They go to Colorado.
W.
And face the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, W.
In Mile High. I don't know about that one. I think that may be a loss for them. But then they get the Colts in Indianapolis.
W.
With Riley Leonard. I think they take that one. And then they got the Titans at home. So
W.
Realistically, everything is set out for this Jaguars team to win the AFC.
More like realistically, they're going to go 4-0 the rest of the way.
As far as the Colts, who are their number 1, competitor for the AFC South, they have to go play in Seattle, which is a very tough game. Home against the 49ers, a very good team. Then, as I mentioned, they play the Jags at home, and then they go at Houston against this Texans team, the number 1 defense in the league.
Like I said, it all depends on how Riley Leonard plays.
I think the Jags have a pretty easy pass to this AFC South. And y'all, just give me some predictions, what you think the Jags are going to do in the playoffs, who's going to win the AFC South, and what's going to happen for both of these teams within the next couple weeks.
I'm going to start off. Jaguars, when they get to the playoffs, when they get that chance to host that home playoff game, the prediction for me is they will make it as far as the AFC Divisional. I do feel like there are teams better than them right now in the league, but this is a good year. This is a good starting year, especially for Liam Cohen. So this is something that, you can be proud of. A season you can be proud of if you're a Jags fan. And for the Colts, I think they'll sadly miss out on the playoffs.
You don't think they're making the playoffs?
I don't think they would make it. They would have to win at least 1 or 2 games if under Riley Leonard as quarterback. You just said they're playing a tough Seattle team, a tough Niners team.
They have a tough schedule.
Jaguars again, Texans again. That's hard.
4 losses.
That's at least that is a span of at least 3 to 4 losses.
I think Indianapolis still gets in, but I don't think they're going anywhere. I don't think this Jags team is really going anywhere too crazy. I do think they might muster up a wild card win. They have won 4 in a row. They have a good chance to win at least 2 or 3 out of 4 of their last games. So they'll be coming in winning a minimum of 6 out of their last 8 games. And especially if they get a home playoff game in front of these Jags fans who are pumped, amped up, ready to see their Jags go further.
Hopefully they
than
don't have to come back down 27 again.
That Chargers game. Mason, what do you think about this Jags team?
Overall, I think the Jags are going to finish up 4-0, and obviously, and I think that I'm going to the game next week against the Jets. I bet it's going to be loud. As long as these Jags fans keep showing up for the Jags at home game for the playoffs, I mean, we're definitely going to win that one. And it depends if the next game is at home or not. If it's at home, I think we can keep winning and get on a streak. But if it's not at home, then I don't think it's looking good.
Yeah, at the Broncos, I don't know.
Hey man, I'm just saying. Watch out for ETN. That's their secret weapon, bro.
Yeah, I mean, this Jags team has been really good. 4 straight. They got some very good opportunities to keep winning. Liam Cohen's been promising. BCJ's getting back. I still don't personally trust Trevor Lawrence, but
oh no, I don't either. But Trevor might ball.
He's alright. One last thing, some breaking news we're getting here in the studio. Colts are looking at franchise tagging Mr. Daniel Jones for next year. It's going to be a $46 million franchise tag if they decide to do it. Coming off a torn Achilles, I don't really know if that's the move for them, but Reggie, what do you think? Because after that franchise tag, he's going to be slated to make around $50 million a year if they want him long term.
Well,
so
it's a 50-50 toss-up. Let's hope they end up on the right side of the coin flip.
Yeah, that's rough. But Reggie, close us out.
All right, let's wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. We started this off talking about the game itself. We broke down the game, broke down the stats, broke down the outlook. Hopefully Daniel Jones can recover from this injury. I hope he does. And also, to all you Jags fans out there, get ready to host a home playoff game after these 4 weeks. I'm telling you, I don't see anyone stopping the momentum this team has. And for the Colts, I'm sorry, your season might just be over. So one more time, I'm Reggie. On my right,
Jordan.
Mason.
And see y'all later.